Welcoming the LSU Tigers head coach Beth Torina, player Danica Coffey, and Jayla Lassiter. We'll begin with opening comments from the coach, and then questions for our players. We'll have them dismiss, and then we'll finish with questions for our coach. We'll lead off with head coach Beth Torina.
Just first, congratulations to Southeastern on a game well played. I think it's truly been an honor to coach this team. I'm proud of a lot of things they accomplished. I'm sure from the outside looking in, you don't see the growth that happened with this program this year, but it truly did. If you look back to when the season started, we graduated the entire team last year, 6 seniors that played for 5 and 6 years, the majority of them, with a brand new team, with a brand new staff. I truly feel like this group moved this program forward, and while that might be hard to see from the outside, this team was ranked in the top 10 all year, 40-win season. They did a lot of really incredible games. And since you're sitting next to me, I'll just say too, like what an honor it was to coach a player like Danica Coffey, who gave us her heart and soul for 5 years. Cool story, the bounce back. She worked so hard to be back and lead this team. It's just been one of the honors of my coaching career to coach a player like her.
We'll open it up for questions for the players. We have senior third baseman Danica Coffey, junior center fielder Jayla Lassiter. Please wait for a microphone before you ask a question.
Danica, you talked about the game and it being your final game. I know it's not that it didn't work out the way you wanted. And the second part of the question is, what is it about the way they play that makes it so hard? What does it do for you, the way they pressure the defense? They're running with their running.
I just started not to think about it the last game, or it could be the last game, because the game before could be the last one too. So I think I was just thinking like how good or bad for the defense, do what I'm supposed to do, that's my job. And then I think their team is very fast and they can play ugly. And so it just makes you kind of speed up a little bit. Because as you can see, they have 4 runs and 9 hits in the first inning. And it's only because of their speed. So
question behind the player, just how tough was it just continually having to play behind the 8 ball and make comebacks?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Y'all made 3 different comebacks. How tough is that just continually having to play from behind and not having that lead behind out there?
I think it just shows what LSU is, this whole year we've just been a scrappy team, a fighting team. We've always just went by the words of Tigers, and I think this game and just really this whole season is what we really leaned on. And just this whole season was very different to previous seasons of LSU, and I think just knowing that how we leaned into Tigers and how that helped us this season was amazing, and we just always fought for everything.
Another question for the players? Thank you, players. Thank you for joining us. Now, if you have a question for the head coach, please wait for the mic.
Beth, can you talk a little bit about the first inning? Your team was completely shook like the 4th inning from the first time you all played with them. And how hard is it a problem of getting ready for that, or was it just so much pressure that it gets to you no matter how much you prepare for it?
Yeah, they just don't give you any room to breathe or make any kind of mistake, any bobble. They capitalize on every single thing you do. So, I think anytime we're giving them anything for free or walk or, not filling their butts, all those things they build up and then capitalize on. He does a great job of coaching his team to do that. He's consistently done that year in, year out, so he does a good job of that. I think, too, at this moment in time, we don't necessarily have a pitcher that's capable of stepping up and punching a bunch of people out. down right now, dealing with some injury stuff and battling through it, and she just doesn't have that in her right now. She's getting us outs and doing a great job, did a good job in game one, just finding outs, but I think, you know, one thing that helps them in the earlier game, the Nebraska game, is Jordy Ball's able to punch people out, so then they're not putting the ball in play. If we're trying to get, you know, 21 outs on the ground, it's going to be a long day.
I was going to ask about Sid. She pitched a lot today. I know you said she's struggling with some things. Just how is she doing overall?
Well, I think she would love to have, you know, some moments of this year back. I think she's battled through some different injuries. We kept her close to the vest. That's her choice, and that's kind of how, you know, we handle any medical things around here. But, you know, we kept her close to the vest, and she's battled for us and given us what she has. But I don't think she's been 100% in quite a while.
Yeah, Coach, I guess, what was your plan as far as the pitchers in this game?
Well, we hope Tanner Bluffton will get deeper into the game, obviously. You know, we hope that she would, you know, be able to keep them off balance with her changeup. I think she left the game without even throwing a changeup. Just wasn't her day, unfortunately. And she is one of the greatest competitors we have, so you hate to see that for her. That was kind of the reason for the start. It's just somebody who's going to give us some life and some heart out there, and she's such a fighter. So it's too bad it didn't go her way. And then, you know, just whoever we had, they were all hands on deck, right? We knew Vallejo would maybe get the ball in the air a little bit with her up stuff, so thought maybe that would work, and it did for a bit, right? She's able to keep them off balance, and then when the game went on the line, give it to your ace and hope for the best, but it didn't work out in our favor.
One more question for Coach.
Beth, did you like your team's energy today? It looked like y'all had, against you kind of gave 3 runs at the performance.
I think that's like what I really take away from this season, more than anything, like what Bryce was able to do with this offense. It was never a power offense. It was never a team that was going to be able to win things with 1 swing or 2 swings. It was a team that's going to have to battle through, and I think, you know, what he did, making change and making this team tough, making this team fight. Like, I can count back so many games where this offense battled back from being behind, continued to fight, and that's something I haven't seen from this group before. So to me, that's the biggest space of growth, is just the mindset and the mentality that we're incorporating into this program. And I think, like I said, I'm sure on the outside looking in, you don't see it in this moment. It's really hard to see the forest through the trees here, but this program grew this year, and this program's going to be better for it. And I'm not going to be sitting here on Saturday night anymore, you know, and we're going to be in the places where this program deserves to be.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for your